very good evening and welcome to the news tonight, where we get you the day's top stories from India and across the world. I'm Tracy Shilshi and here are the headlines. BJP makes huge gains in Sunday's by-polls to the 9 assembly constituencies in 7 states. Party wins 5 seats, while Congress takes 2 in Karnataka and 1 in Madhya Pradesh, and the TMC 1 in West Bengal. Supreme Court issues a notice to Centre and Election Commission on electronic voting machines. BSP submits the need for paper trail as machines are vulnerable. President Pranab Mukherjee gives his assent to the 4 key legislations on goods and services tax, all set for the rollout of the One Nation, One Tax regime from the 1st of July. And United Nations fails to adopt the draft resolution on the alleged chemical attack in Syria's Idlib province. Russia uses its veto as 10 of the 15 council members vote in favor. Amid mounting controversy over the transparency of EVMs, the Supreme Court today asked the Centre and Election Commission to respond to petitions asking for paper trails on all EVMs. This was after senior advocates said that the judgment of the Apex Court was clear that the paper trail is an indispensable requirement of free and fair elections, but it is yet to be implemented.
The Supreme Court on Thursday issued notice to the Centre and the Election Commission on a petition challenging the use of electronic voting machine without a voter verifiable paper audit trial. In an oral observation, a bench headed by Justice J. Chalameshwar said, "Technically, we agree that any technology can be tampered with, but you have to have sufficient grounds for raising doubts. The electronic voting machine itself was introduced to stop larger evils like booth capturing. This is a work in progress." While the Apex Court was hearing a petition filed by the BSP, the Congress and the Trinamool were allowed to file their intervening applications to be a part of the case.
After a detailed hearing, the Honorable Supreme Court has issued notices today in the petition filed by Bahujan Samaj Party, in which we have taken several grounds, including challenging the introduction of the EVM and not bringing the VVPAT in all the seats, in spite of directions of the Honorable Supreme Court in its earlier judgment of Subramaniam Swamy of October 2013.
Where the Supreme Court in 2013 held the paper trail to be indispensable for free and fair and transparent elections. Indispensable is the word used by the Supreme Court. Today, after 3 years, 4 years, we have a sorry and sad state of affairs where the government has not released funds to buy the VVPAT paper trail machines, and only about 58,000 paper trail machines exist against an EVM list of about 16 lakhs.
During the hearing, senior advocate P. Chidambaram, appearing for the BSP, said to assure accuracy in the voting process, paper trial is needed as the hardware and software of EVMs are vulnerable.
हारने के बाद निराश होके हताश होके सरकार के खिलाफ गलत प्रचार करना शुरू किया है। अभी जो उत्तर प्रदेश और उत्तरांचल, गोवा और मणिपुर में 4 स्टेट्स में बीजेपी जीत के सरकार बनाया, वो भी वो पच नहीं पा रहे।
We want that VVPAT should be 100%, and that is the only way in which this fears and these allegations can be settled.
Those who participate in the democratic process, they need to bear in mind that raising wild allegations against the process or conduct of elections is not in the larger interest of democracy without substance. They are a far improvement over the paper ballots and the kind of days of rigging that we have seen. Just because a set of political parties are losing and people do not wish to vote for them does not mean that the process is incorrect.
ये अच्छी बात है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अब चुनाव आयोग और भारत सरकार को इसका क्रियान्वयन करने के लिए नोटिस दिया है.
On Wednesday, opposition parties including Congress President Sonia Gandhi met President Pranab Mukherjee to raise concerns over the EVM tampering issue. BSP chief Mayawati had raised objections on the use of EVMs in March after assembly elections result. Other political parties have also echoed Mayawati's concern on the issue. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has maintained that the voting machines are tamper-proof, The next hearing is slated for May 8th. Bureau report for Rajya Sabha Television.
Results were declared today for 9 assembly constituencies in 7 states of Delhi, Karnataka, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Assam and Madhya Pradesh. And it was a thumping victory for the BJP in most of the seats. Congress managed to retain its hold over the 2 seats in Karnataka. Here are more details. Celebration time for the BJP as the party registered a thumping win in the by-polls in the Rajouri Garden Assembly constituency in Delhi. The ruling Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, however, suffered a humiliating defeat with its candidate Harjeet Singh losing even his deposit. The BJP SAD joint candidate Maninder Singh Sirja won over 50% of the votes.
उनकी छवि जो है जनता में खराब है और उन्होंने अपनी छवि पूरी बिगाड़ दी है कि इसलिए कि जो भी वायदे किए थे उन्होंने नहीं पूरे किए और एक तरफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी है जो लोगों के लिए काम करती है, प्रदेश के विकास के लिए काम करती है, देश के विकास के लिए करती है और जनता के लिए जो काम करना चाहिए उसके लिए लगी रहती है। ऐसे में जनता का पूरा भरोसा भारतीय जनता पार्टी में और रिजल्ट भी इस चीज को दर्शाता है।
The BJP's winning streak held fast even in Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. In Assam, BJP candidate Ranoj Pegu won the Dhemaji Assembly seat, defeating his nearest Congress rival, Babul Sonowal, by 9,285 votes. In Dholpur, BJP's Shobha Rani Kushwa defeated Congress's Banwari Lal Sharma by around 39,000 votes. BJP candidate Dr. Anil Dhiman won the Bhoranj Assembly seat in Himachal Pradesh, defeating Pramila Devi of the Congress by 8,290 votes. In Madhya Pradesh as well, the BJP candidate Shiv Narayan Singh won the Bandhavgarh Assembly seat, defeating rival Congress by a margin of over 25,000 votes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hailed BJP's impressive performance in the by-polls and congratulated the party workers in a Twitter message. The Congress, however, retained its hold in Karnataka, winning the Nanjangud and Gundlupet assembly seats. Party candidate Kalale N. Keshavamurthy defeated his nearest rival V. Srinivas Prasad of the BJP by over 21,000 votes in Nanjangud. While in Gundlupet, its candidate Geeta Mahadev Prasad won against the BJP CS Niranjan Kumar by over 10,000 votes. With the assembly election slated to be held in about a year, it was a high-stakes battle for both the BJP and Congress in Karnataka.
We are extremely happy with the results of 2 by-elections, and I want to thank the voters of 2 constituencies who stood with the Congress party, they supported the Congress party, ultimately made us to win in the elections. Here in Karnataka, in these 2 by-elections, these EVMs are not tampered.
And we will go on study in both the constituencies, in each booth, what has all happened, and we will study, and it will not affect where we are having a target of 150 seats in future election 2018. That will not affect all these things.
In West Bengal, the ruling Trinamool Congress candidate Chandrima Bhattacharya won the Kanti Dakshin Assembly seat by 42,526 votes. By-elections were held to the 9 assembly constituencies in 7 states on Sunday. Bureau report, Rajya Sabha TV. Meanwhile, a dismal 2% turnout was recorded at 38 polling stations of Srinagar Lok Sabha constituency today, making it the lowest percentage in the state's history. According to officials, only 709 voters of the total 34,169 registered voters cast their votes across all polling stations. No votes were polled in Khan Sahib Assembly segment, while only 3 votes were cast in Badgaon segment and 84 in Charare Sharif segment. From 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Birwa segment recorded 362 votes and Chadora saw 261 people cast their votes. The overall percentage in the entire constituency was 7.13%, which was lower than Sunday's polling at 7.14%. Repolling was conducted after 8 people were killed in large-scale violence during polling on Sunday. National Conference leader Farooq Abdullah and ruling PDP's Nazir Ahmed Khan are among the 9 candidates in the fray in the constituency. The by-poll result will be declared on the 15th of April. Other news now, and President Pranab Mukherjee today gave his assent for the 4 key legislations on goods and services tax, paving the way for the rollout of the One Nation, One Tax regime from 1st of July. These bills were passed in Rajya Sabha on the 6th of April and by the Lok Sabha on the 29th of March. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley had on Wednesday presented to the Council of Ministers a blueprint for the launch of GST. Reportedly, the four-slab rate structure of 5%, 12%, 18% and 28% has been finalized by the GST Council, while the services sector is likely to attract a tax rate of 18% from the current 15% under goods and services tax regime. GST rates are to be discussed by the Council, though, headed by Arun Jaitley on the 18th and 19th of May. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday paid tribute to the ladies' wing of the Indian Merchants' Chamber on completing its 50th year. Addressing the event via video conferencing, the Prime Minister encouraged working women, saying that a woman who earns finds herself more empowered in making household decisions. Modi also said that when given a chance, women have always proven themselves to be better than their male counterparts in any sector. He reminded everyone that Mahatma Gandhi too was a member of the Indian Merchants' Chamber. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and MP Poonam Mahajan were also present at the gathering of several notable women. The IMC Ladies Wing is a forum for implementing social change and helping women find their place in society as well as the world of entrepreneurship.
आज की जो आर्थिक सामर्थ्य का जब विषय आता है, निर्णय में भागीदारी की बात आती है, जब भी महिलाओं में आर्थिक सामर्थ्य बढ़ा है, निर्णय में उनकी भागीदारी भी बढ़ी है। आप कोई भी सेक्टर देखिए, जहां भी महिलाओं को सही अवसर मिला है, वो पुरुषों से 2 कदम आगे ही निकल गई है।
The Ministry of External Affairs has revealed that it has no knowledge of Kulbhushan Jadhav's location or his condition in Pakistan. The ministry, however, confirmed that officials are in touch with Pakistani authorities in efforts to bring Jadhav back home. Meanwhile, the Defence Ministry has reiterated India's stand that if Pakistan executed Jadhav, it would be treated as murder of an Indian national. Minister of State for Defence Subhash Bhamre said that the centre was trying to bring international diplomatic pressure on Pakistan to secure Jadhav's release, though the UN has refused to intervene in the matter. Pakistan says that the alleged Indian spy has confessed to his crimes and admitted that he was serving Indian Navy officer.
भारत बहुत कुछ करने में विश्वास रखता है, चाहे वो पहले हुआ हो, पूर्व में कितनी भी जंग हुई भारत ने जीती, चाहे वो सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक हो भारत ने करके दिखाया है। यहाँ पर भी जो भी सरकार को करना होगा, सरकार वो हर कदम उठाएगी कि कुलभूषण जाधव जी को वापस लाया जा सके।
On the face of it, such a result is contrary to international law. It is contrary to international humanitarian law. We know that there is a huge grip of the Pakistani army on the judicial process in Pakistan, and the question of Kulbhushan getting any fair trial in Pakistan is next to impossible. I think the international community must work with India to secure the release of Kulbhushan.
Pakistan is close to being a failed state. It is a hub of terrorism. Now we know that rule of law and the following process of due process of justice dispensation doesn't exist there.
British Defence Secretary Michael Fallon, who is on a visit to India, met Indian Defence Minister Arun Jaitley in New Delhi today. Fallon was accorded a guard of honour at the South Block, where the Defence Ministry is situated. Later, he laid a floral wreath at the Amar Jawan Jyoti Memorial at India Gate. The Jaitley-Fallon talks are part of India-UK strategic dialogue. The two countries agreed to hold the dialogue during Prime Minister Modi's 2015 visit to Britain. Michael Fallon's 4-day visit to India is expected to further cement the bilateral defence and international security partnership, even as Britain begins the process to exit the European Union. And here are more updates from across the country in Nationwide. The Enforcement Directorate again issued a summons to Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Veerbhadra Singh on Thursday. This comes after he failed to appear before officials today in connection with a case under PMLA. Earlier, the ED had attached assets of Veerbhadra Singh worth 8 crore rupees in a money laundering case. The Supreme Court has allowed R.K. Raghavan, who was heading the Apex Court-appointed Special Investigations Team to probe the 2002 Gujarat riots cases, to be relieved from duty. The court praised the work done so far by the SIT and asked A.K. Malhotra, another SIT member, to oversee the functioning of the probe team from now. CBSE has issued a show cause notice to over 2,000 schools across the country for not making certain information public. As per the norms, all CBSE schools are mandated to make details public. The schools were asked to fill the information online through the link given on the board's website by October last year. CBSE has also warned schools to follow the prescribed norms regarding fee structures. Supreme Court today directed the centre to include Urdu as a language in the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test or NEET exam. The top court further said that the new direction will be introduced from 2018, not the current academic year. At present, NEET is being conducted in 10 languages, which includes Odia and Kannada, which were allowed this year onwards. The Supreme Court also on Thursday asked the Haji Ali Dargah Trust to take instructions and inform whether it was ready to assist in the removal and demolition of encroachment in a 908 square meters area. The court also assured that the land on which the mosque is built will be protected. With a quick break here, up next we're getting international news. Stay with us.
The subject that I work on is called string theory. It in fact took 10 years to discover this. So one of the reasons why string theory has not been dead is because it is a fully mathematically consistent theory. Scientists really don't work for money.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Ashok Sen, Professor at Harish Chandra Research Institute, Allahabad, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. Let's get you some international news now. And with a no vote from permanent member Russia, the United Nations Security Council today failed to adopt a resolution that would have condemned the reported use of chemical weapons in Syria. While 10 of the Council's 15 members voted in favor, Russia rejected the text. As permanent member, China as well as non-permanent members Ethiopia and Kazakhstan abstained.
The United States told Russia at the United Nations that it's isolating itself by continuing to support Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. UN Syria mediator Staffan de Mistura warned the Security Council that the fragile progress in peace talks was now in grave danger.
Let us view this moment of crisis, and it is a moment of crisis, as a watershed and an opportunity perhaps for a new level of seriousness in the search for a political solution. This fragile progress is indeed in grave danger. This outrage shocked the conscience of the whole human family. And I'm ready to reconvene talks in May. And the UN is ready to offer a real substantive starting point for discussion and negotiations among the Syrians.
Russia is blocking a push by Western powers to bolster support for international inquiries into the April 4th toxic gas attack in Syria. It will be Moscow's 8th veto in support of the Assad government since the Syrian war began 6 years ago.
To my colleagues from Russia, you are isolating yourselves from the international community every time one of Assad's planes drop another barrel bomb on civilians, and every time Assad tries to starve another community to death. People not just in the West, but across the Middle East and the world are speaking out against Assad's brutality. It is long past time for Russia to stop covering for Assad. It is long past time for Russia to push seriously for peace and not continue to be part of the problem.
Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Wednesday that trust has eroded between the two countries under President Donald Trump, as Moscow delivered an unusually hostile reception to Secretary of State Rex Tillerson in a face-off over Syria.
Мы просто с большим удивлением. Никто не выезжал на сцену преступления. Но откуда вы знаете? Просьба следить за порядком развития заседания. Если некоторые безответственно, оскорбительно, сбиваясь на сленг, относятся к своему месту в Совете Безопасности ООН. Не смей оскорблять Россию больше. Все делаете для того, чтобы это взаимодействие было подорвано. Именно поэтому, посмотри на меня, глаза-то не отводи, что ты глаза отводишь? Именно поэтому ты сегодня ничего не сказал о политическом процессе.
On Wednesday, the United Nations failed to adopt a draft resolution on the alleged chemical attack in Syria's northwestern province of Idlib. Among 15 council members, 10 voted in favor. Bolivia and the council's veto-wielding power, Russia, voted against. China, Ethiopia and Kazakhstan abstained. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Representative of China.
And here are more updates from across the world in Global Buzz. US President Donald Trump has said NATO is no longer obsolete. Trump has, in the recent past, repeatedly questioned NATO's purpose, also complaining that the US pays an unfair share of the membership. But while hosting NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg at the White House, Trump said that the threat of terrorism had underlined the alliance's importance. He did reiterate his call for NATO member states to contribute more funding to the alliance. He also called on them to do more to help Iraqi and Afghan partners. Security in the Asia-Pacific region. The Trump administration has reportedly started the process of implementing the recent designation of India as a major defense partner. The comments come weeks after US Defense Secretary had a successful meeting with the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval at the Pentagon. Reports claim that Doval's American counterpart, according to the Pentagon, the